Why hello everyone and welcome back to the Nullius mod in Factorio. This is Otaku Showboat. Today I have scaled just a little bit. You can see the current time compared to the end of our previous video to see just how much time has been spent on scaling here. Very minor things have changed over here. In particular, I now have 2 foundries making rods and 2 making plates. I now have a bunch of plates, a bunch of iron sheets, a bunch of iron wire, which actually this inserter is too slow to grab everything off of the line. Wow, that is amazing. I do need to craft some more stuff here, and to be completely honest, I am unsure what I want to do next. So, here we are. We are in the process of trying to automate science, so this is what everything I do needs to eventually lead towards. We want science automated for all 3 types of science. Now, the blue science is sort of taken care of for now. We can't really make all of those buildings to do the blue science at any sense of scale. Over here, this I'm calling it blue science, but it's climate sample 1s, which I'm assuming there will also be a climate sample 2 at some point. This is a very simple 1 little building with a water supply and air. I should be able to build the air filters, right? And I do apologize if you hear thunder outside. There is a storm going by nearby. I do not currently have the air filter technology. It is on my queue, maybe? It is somewhere? Ahem. No. E. Air filter. No recipes found. T. Air filter. Here. It will be unlocked eventually. Yo, what's the wreck? That's the wreck. We need to get this that unlocks saline into water and brine. And then we can go down towards filtration. And that would actually increase the amount of the air sample 1s that we have. I also filled the box with sodium hydroxide. I see that we in fact do not start with a gun, which is rather unfortunate because, of course, if we could start with a gun and ammo, I'd be able to shoot the chest dead and not have to worry about having too much stuff stockpiled in the chest, because that's gonna be the end of my plastic when the boxes are full. Like, I can put more boxes and inserters to have stuff in the boxes, but that just delays me until I can deal with sodium hydroxide, which we cannot do at the moment. We cannot do said thing at this moment in time. So I think the goal right now is, in fact, now that I have a few miners placed, 48. I have 48 miners placed, capable of producing 13.2 iron ore per second. I currently have 30, the equivalent of 32, which is, yeah, 6.67. I would need to, in fact, double this to Yeah, you know what? I think I will. I think I will go ahead and just make a bunch of those. I will need additional stone brick, which means I need sandstone. I need to steal some sandstone. I could just manually make more prototype science, but you know what? I'm not going to. I'm not gonna. That gives me a few units more of that stuff there. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna put you there. Mining time 80%. Really? So they're able to mine bauxite faster than in here. Right. I see. Oh, also 10% productivity at this point. Interesting stuffs. Progress is being made. Also, I have a few additional wind turbines placed. Don't have any more in my inventory at the moment, so we're just gonna keep moving on real quick here. Speaking of which, there will likely be fewer times where I will be editing out stuff for a little while. A little while. Just because there is now actually stuff to do outside of maybe having to wait a little bit on the building of some infrastructure, like additional foundries or additional furnaces that I will, of course, build here as is. Get myself a good copy. Paste, 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 paste. Just more. More. There you go. Build all of the things. I need more inserters, as well as the furnaces. And you know what? This is a great time to cut away here, and I'll be back when I'm done with all of this building. And we've built the Smelting Array. This Smelting Array is the equivalent of 64 small furnaces because it has 2 small furnace 2s there. It is, in fact, the equivalent of 64. Each one is 2. We can process 1333 iron ore at this point if we have sufficient power. We very rarely have sufficient power, so we are in fact able to process all of the iron being mined currently. And we could take the time, I could take the time to maximize out the full 15 per second, but yeah, I don't see the point right now, considering the current power situation. Of which wind turbines will be enough when they're working. The problem is they don't actually function often. They don't produce that 600 in my experience. Like, ever. It's supposed to be an average of 600, but nah, the clamp is, it's like between 0 and 1.5, 1.8, something along those lines from what I could see on the range. It says energy capacity 1.5 megajoules, so that might be the peak, but it's anywhere, but it will fall anywhere between 0 and that max number. One thing about the whatever script is running on the wind turbines is that it applies to all turbines equally. So if one's at 75/69, 70 something, if one's doing poorly, they all are. Although, I'm looking at these two here, they are at different values, which is like, huh. I would think that given enough turbines, if they are independently being calculated on how much power they generate, that there would be some that are at max and some that are at low. That there would very rarely be times where every single one that you have is producing low power. And it seems like whatever math function is running on each of these, it determines, hey, we're low power now. And then we randomize at low, and it's everything is low at the same time. That's what it's looking like to me, anyways. That, oh hey, if one's low, they're all low. And I don't know if that's really intended or not. I mean, part of me would think that it's intended, but part of me is like, but balance would favor having it not be that way, in my honest opinion. Now, this does mean that, of course, everything is at a crawl until these things start producing power. This one's producing 0. In fact, they're all producing 0 right now. 0 power from all 15 wind turbines. I have 15 of them. They're producing nothing. All of them. Why? Do they all have to follow the same pattern? Okay, now we have an amount. Anyway. Any hoozle. I have stuff in here. I'm going to take all of that. Because I want it. Also, I'm going to take some of that. And, yeah, one of you as well. I may need you shortly. So, theoretically, I would be producing a little over 5 ingots per second. Now, if I were to split that between plates and rods, that would equal exactly this. Exactly this. Again, that's only if everything is operating at 100% power, and everything has the proper number of inserters to function, etc., etc. Now, I wouldn't want to consume all of it all at once, but, yeah. Needs must sometimes. I do sort of like this design concept here, with the key exception that I will need to make some wonderful things that are different from all this. I will need gears, and I will want to make the gears, obviously. The gears need rods and plates. Now, I'm going to do those off to the side. In fact, it would actually be a fair idea to just have the rods and plates together on the same thing. You know? That would be ideal, I would think, in actuality. In reality. And then I can simply place one of those right there as we go up, and, well, maybe not right there. There. And just tell it to make me some gears. As long as we are, in fact, powered. Now I have gears, rods, plates, sheets, and wires made out of all of this stuff. Now I need a lot of belt. I need a lot of belt. I will probably need some undergrounds, but I will need a lot of belt because the next thing on the agenda is getting this stuff brought over so I can make the motors. Automate the motors. That's what I want next. Automation of motors. And that absolutely needs plastic. So I will be back when I have quite a few belts. Okay, and we're back. I set up a blueprint ghost entity thing that will bring my plastic over. I decided to share the belt with the gears here, so I have to make sure that the plastic is on this top right side lane here, and that's all I've done down here. Now I want to get it out of the box first, and I want to get it out of the building. Now this moves at 3.75 with both doohickeys. I can't build a belt here, sadly. I'm gonna do this so that I can move that there and move it like that, and in that way all of the plastic will come out at the full 3.75 items per second on that line. And now I just need to allow my robots to physically place all of this belt. I have an ollie in my lap, by the way. If I'm looking down, it's to look at my pretty ollie sleeping in my lap right now. He's a pretty boy sleeping, and I have a dolly in my window in the office right now, also resting. This is gonna fill fast. I don't know what I'm gonna do once this is full, but yep, I really don't see why this is a thing that exists, a thing that they want you to do this early on, but hey, here we are. And there's the plastic coming in, all of the backlog on the plastic. So what do we need for motors? Motors: plastic, iron plate, iron rod, iron wire. Plastic, plate, rod, and wire. One thing that would be great to have at this point in time would be the long inserters. The adjusted long inserters. So that tech should be in here. It's apparently not named inserter, oddly enough. That very oddly enough, it's not named inserter. There's actuation 1. I would think that this would eventually lead into the inserter length adjustment, but apparently not. It's supposed to be at this tech level, so I don't know. I don't know where exactly it is. Length. Extend. Ah. There it is. It's at purple science that we get access to the ability to adjust inserter length, which is unfortunately late. Unfortunately late. Well, we'll have to work around that then. So we need plastic. We need the iron and plates. And we need the thingies there. So the way that we shall do this is exactly like that. Yes, I can work around these logistical challenges in order to create motors. Huzzah. We shall have motors. We have done the thing and made motors, automated motors. How excellent that we now have automation on our motors. It is time to automate everything. Everything must be automated now. Absolutely everything. I sort of need a bus. How am I going to do this? I guess this starts off my bus, but I can't really build on the side that I'm expanding on. So you know what? We're going to turn this bus over. Oh, hey, I need a belt. Belt is required. Belt is motors, rods, sheets, and gears. Motors, rods, sheets, and gears. There you go. We will build on this side of the bus. The bus will be 6 and then a gap of 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a gap of 2. The reason being that the underground belts that we start off with have a length of 6. So that is what we will use for an initial bus. We are not going to bus after getting access to building our own robots and train network. Once we have a train network, we will no longer use the bus. That is my ideal circumstance. No bus after trains and bots. So we'll see how big it ends up being until that point. And it seems that that point is at Purple Tech, this following next tech level, electrical prototypes. Once we get into here, I've looked at some of this, and yeah, in here is access to robot logistics. Robot logistics, even beacons are here. Huh. Oh, Ollie. He's leaving me. There goes the Ollie. Yes, my boy. Over there. We get access to robots. We get access to large miners at Purple Tech. Interesting. They cover a larger mining area, but they seem to have a lower speed. I think that's what the thing with those are. We shall see. Anyway. And then trains are also at Purple, along with train supply manager right here. All at Purple. It's glorious. So we want to get into Purple, but first we have to automate Earthang, including the geological science. There you go. We'll leave off the logistic network for the moment, but yeah, I need to get my sciences over. I can't build labs yet, but I can automate this mechanical prototype and manually stick it into the thing. Yeah, motor and gear wheel. I think that this is a great spot for doing this. This is a little... This is a little suspect. because I only need the gears. Now, there's a way to do this. That. It unfortunately uses a underground belt that I will stick here just to maintain an even number, because I'm sure that would make people very frustrated seeing an uneven number. By the way, I usually keep chests down in the bottom right corner. And I will need a power bus as well. Usually, this is a little too close. You're gonna move a little bit further down. And then power bus will be like right there. I want to keep a good spacing between the beginning of the bus. We have automated our mechanical prototypes now, and this is a major, 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 major milestone. I no longer have to handcraft those stupid things. There is an argument for relocating all of this over to the bus, but it's a lot of belt to spend all at once, and I would like to, in fact, set up automation of belt, if at all possible. Speaking of which, plastic's not moving. Non-disposable. Gas non-disposable. So, hydrogen chloride is a product of this stuff, and currently all of the recipes that it's used in is not available. Nothing is available that uses it. Now, is hydrochloric disposable? No, because it would have... it does have a dust dissolution, but otherwise no. It is used in the production of lubricant. Aha. You can convert it to hydrogen and chlorine, which are disposable through electrolysis if you really want to. I think for the moment we're just gonna replace the tank manually to allow the thing to flow again. Well, that's unfortunate. I should have read the tooltip a little bit better on the hydrogen chloride. It is in fact non-disposable. Ethylene is also non-disposable, but it's directly used here and it's not the limiting factor. Chlorine is disposable. Oxygen is disposable. I find it weird, though, that hydrogen chloride is non-disposable when its constituent parts are, and it's a gas. Like, why would a chimney not, like, allow the release of a gas into the atmosphere? I don't know. I don't know, and that distracted me quite a bit. I was gonna walk over here to try to grab some, to try to grab a few motors. Now this... I can directly craft belt now. Handcrafting belts. I like this turn of events. I like this turn of events a lot. So, start with you. We have gears, sheets, rods, and motors. Gears, sheets, rods, and motors. Alright. And we'll have to manage with that. Gears, sheets, rods, and motors. Well, I guess I can put a splitter here and run it this way. And that'll be the gears and motors. And then all I need is the rods and sheets. I need more splitters. Plastic plus underground belt, which is underground pipe. Now, how am I going to automate underground pipe when it also needs sand? Well, if I had sandstone, I can do stone bricks into sand, slash sandstone into sand, as a method of automating this. That is a way. But I think I'm going to, for the moment, do the undergrounds and splitters myself. Yeah, I'm gonna automate these on my own. The question is, do I want to try to do this finagling on here to get the sheets and the rods together? Because bear in mind, I would need to do a thingy with undergrounds, which I am lacking. Only the pipe. Why won't you just make pipe out of rods? Like, come on. Interesting that it's... Okay. So if you make 10 bricks out of sandstone, you get 1 sand and 10 stone bricks. You can spend 8 of those stone bricks for 5 pipe and a gravel, which leaves you with still needing a sand, because you can't convert the sand, the gravel into anything yet. Oh yeah, I guess I got that as a tech somehow. Ah, right, and then I can make landfill to get rid of the gravel for the moment. I just need to shove sand in from sandstone, and sandstone, well, it gives me stone, which gives me gravel as well, so that's pretty simple to convert sand and gravel into at least the tan landfill. 10 sand, 2 gravel. That's 4 and 1 for 5. That's close enough. That's 8 sand and it's actually still in need of 2. Huh? Yeah, it would still need 2 extra sand. Lots of things to consider here. But I should be able to make these undergrounds now, thanks. Whoops, that actually is facing the wrong direction. Yeah, I need more undergrounds, thanks. And more belt. I'll need to do the same thing for inserters. Motors, gears, and rods only. Huh. Interesting. 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 You. I hear the rain outside. We've got a We got a storm going through. This will just hop. Oops, I did the thing wrong. Of course I did. Of course I did. Ta-da! Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Automated! Now, if only I had more motors faster. If only the motors would go faster. Gee. I think that that is going to be where I end things off. Since there is a massive storm about to go through, this is, in fact, where I am going to call it for the day, for today's video. Next time we meet, I get to go through the entire effort of doing some sandstone processing to help with making the underground pipes and such. And maybe, in fact, I will be back when I've got the techs, because of course I am now automating technologies. Oh boy, I am automating science. The science, it exists, it's glorious, and it's moving, and I've, like, automated stuff. It's great. Lots of stuff is happening now. Oh boy, movement, technology, things are getting easier by the moment. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's video, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting that great big blue join button, and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. There's also the big super thanks button down below for those of you who are interested in that sort of thing. I will be back when I am back, and I will see you all on the next one.